The end of another month this year seems to be flying by, and we have some very important monthly candle closes upon us. In this video, we're going to go over the charts for BTC, Ethereum, the S&P, the dollar. We're also going to take a look at some potential trading opportunities with the altcoins we've got on the list over on the right hand side. And of course, we'll go through all the things that are going on in the traditional finance market that you need to know about this week. If you do enjoy our content, please do like and subscribe. It helps us out massively and we really do appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into the news you need to know for the week. So of course we're still in earnings season, and as you can see, lots more coming up this week. I think the main day is on Thursday. If we take a look, we've got some massive heavy hitters. So Thursday after the close, we've got Amazon, Coinbase and Apple, which is going to be pretty big, pretty impactful on the market, I believe, particularly the crypto market. So we'll see what happens there. And that will obviously, because it's after the close, roll into Friday. So you'll see the full effect of that. Obviously, the crypto market will probably react straight away, as it doesn't have a closing time. But in terms of the S&P, that will probably react on Friday. So very interesting end to the week. And of course, we have the usual stuff coming out at the end of the week in terms of US employment rate, non-farm payrolls and stuff on Friday. We also have Eurozone retail sales, though I don't think that's going to affect the market too much, nor do I think the UK Bank of England rate decision, which is the other thing that jumps off the page, is going to have too much of an impact. As you can see, outside of that, it's a fairly quiet week in terms of the data. So between now and September, I believe that the traditional markets are going to be pretty quiet. As I said in the last video, we've got no FOMC until September. So I think the majority of the big hitting traditional market players are going to be on their holidays, and we're not going to see too much in the terms of volume between now and then. However, that doesn't mean that we will be absent volatility. So sometimes when the order books are thin, that's when you get the big moves, especially in somewhere like crypto where the volume is very low as it is. So with that in mind, let's go take a look at the charts. So as I say, BTC sat on a really important level of support that it's looking to hold to try and put a foothold in for another leg up. So we've talked about this quite a few times on the channel. Huge support here at 29.3. It was the bottom back here in the summer of 21. Resistance here for March, April and May of this year. Finally got a monthly close over it last month in June. And as I say, coming back down for that bullish retest. If this level can hold, if we get this monthly close above 29.3k, then I think that's definitely a good sign for the bulls. They can use this as a higher low to send price potentially to 34.4k, which is my next monthly level. However, if we close below 29.3, then that to me does look quite bearish, as this turns into a bit of a deviation and we could see lower prices. If we go to the weekly, not much to add in terms of any weekly bias. Again, we need to make sure we try and stay above 29.3 if we want higher prices in the short term. And then on the daily, not looking too good at the moment. So as you can see, we've been trading below 29.6, which was the previous range low on the daily time frame ever since we broke below it on Monday. Several attempts to break over the top of it all failed, including today. We had a little pump up to sort of 29.5 and rejected. As you can see, it's literally hugging this 29.3k. It's been a bit of a battle for it. If we go down to the lower time frames on the 1 hour, you can see the battle that is taking place right around that 29.3k area. So important level, important daily and monthly close today. If we do close below 29.3, then I think the next area of support, we're looking at 28k, potentially even all the way down to 25.2, which is the next monthly level of support. If we take a look at Ethereum, I think this is just going to follow whatever Bitcoin does. In terms of the monthly support and resistance, too far away from either of them to make a difference. As you can see, miles away from 1721 and 2,306. So it's sort of chopping around in this monthly range. It's also chopping around in the middle of this weekly range between 2012 and 1783. As you can see, we're currently at about 1864, so nothing significant there. And then on the daily, it's just sort of resting on this bottom of daily range support around 1856. You can see the range being between 1940 and 1856. So currently still holding that daily level for now. Nothing too interesting underneath. As I say, it'll probably just follow BTC. If we take a look at traditional markets, the S&P and the dollar are looking at interesting monthly closes as well. So you've got the S&P testing the monthly resistance of about 4,588. It was the swing high from April 22, and as you can see, pushing up beyond it. It's only got a couple of hours left, so yeah, that could was it 3 hours, and it's looking like it's going to close above it for now. So we'll see. Will that help crypto out? Of course, the S&P's been pumping the last couple of months, whereas BTC's remained relatively sideways. But a bullish S&P is usually good for Bitcoin. So as long as it stays in the green, then Bitcoin will likely follow, or at least not do the counter. And then finally, you got the dollar. We talk about this. This has been a really interesting monthly close. As you can see, we've not had a monthly close below 101.7, call it. We had a big dip on the dollar this month, going all the way down to 99.63 a few weeks ago. However, it has zipped up and looking to close at that same level that we've not closed below, well, since the beginning of the year, or even beyond that, since April. Well, March 2022 was the last time we closed below this level. So very significant level. It's very significant that we bounced or went lower and bounced back up. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see which one takes effect. Usually a positive or a bullish S&P is bullish for Bitcoin, and a bearish dollar is bullish for Bitcoin. And then the inverse, however, doesn't always work out that way. So we'll have to see which wins the battle here. Is it going to be the S&P or the dollar? And then how does Bitcoin react to that? We'll have to wait and see. In terms of altcoins, not many have significant monthly candle closes apart from Matic, which I'll go to first. As you can see, it broke this monthly range low at 70 cents. It tried very hard to close back within the range, so have a bullish deviation. However, rejected at 89 cents, 90 cents. As you can see, it's looking like it's not going to close back within that monthly range. So that looks quite bearish for Matic. If we could break it down to the weekly, again, rejected at that 76 cents weekly level of a couple of weeks ago. So the next level for me, we may well see a retest of this start of the leg of the move back in June. So we could see it come back to 59 cents, and if it loses that level, then potentially down to 45 cents, which is the start of this leg of the move back in July 2022. If we then go down in order, so ADA still having trouble at that weekly mid-range. We go down to the daily time frame. You can see this was our trade from last week. Not sure whether it's going to get up to that weekly mid-range or not. The daily level to watch is 30 cents. If we get a daily close below 30 cents, then I think that'll be a good short. Bearish retest around 30 cents. Aim for 26 cents, which will be a decent trade, about 11%. In terms of another long, I don't think if we come back down to 30 cents, I would like to take the chance on this level holding. It's already had quite a few attempts or quite a few bounces. It's not really got anywhere if it turns around from here and comes back down. So I would look for a short on a rejection of that daily level of 30 cents. AVAX, as you can see, stuck on the mid-range, which I've not labelled. Just quickly give that label. On the daily mid-range, and then this is the daily range low down at 12 cents. There we go. So I don't like to, what as known as diddle in the middle. I like to get in on the extremities. So I'll be looking for this to trade down to the range low at $12, or if it turns around here and goes back up to the range high at $13.95, then there could be a trade on there also. But yeah, don't like to get involved around the mid ranges, especially when I show you what happens on other altcoins or other charts such as BNB. As you can see, it's been chopping around the mid-range ever since 16th of July and had no real impulse either way. So you don't really want to get involved around mid-range. You want to get involved on the extremities of a range. So if BNB makes it up to 251, the daily range high, could look for a short. If it breaks over the top and holds, look for a long. If it comes down to the daily range low 231, jump on a long. If it breaks that level, bearish retest, jump into a short down to the next level, which is the weekly range low down at around $210. Dot, we'll start on the higher time frame. Again, struggling to get over that monthly mid-range weekly level of $5.58. If we go down to the daily, currently still holding on to $5.12, although similar to AVAX, or ADA I should say, it's bounced off this level quite a few times, not really managed to get anywhere. So I think if we get daily close below $5.14, daily bearish retest, short that down to $4.71. That could be a nice little trade, about 8%, not too bad at all. Matic, we've already been through. Near, again, come and bounced off the daily range low, rejected the daily mid-range for now. So again, if this comes down to the daily range low, not sure whether I would risk another long. It's already tapped this daily range low quite a few times, and again, it's had a little bounce, only made it to the mid-range, so potentially might have to sit near out until we get a weekly candle close. If the weekly range low down at $1.25 holds, then that may be a long, or if it breaks below, bearish retest down to 94 cents. VeChain back on the daily time frame. Again, you can see it chopping around at the daily mid-range a week or so ago. So again, very difficult to get into a trade in the mid-range. If it comes down to the daily range low at 0.017, could look for a long there, or if it breaks that level, close below, bearish retest, short that down to the monthly range low. But again, don't really want to get involved here. And then ZIL, very similar scenario. It's currently at the mid-range. So if it comes up to the daily range high, potential short. If you get a weekly close above 0.023, then the market's probably looking bullish and you could jump on a long. Or if we come back down to the daily range low, again, you could try a long. Or if we break that daily range low with a daily close below, bearish retest, short that down to the monthly level. If we go to the higher time frames, you can see that monthly level down there at 0.016. So it's all a bit of wait for confirmations, in my opinion. A lot of alts are, around their mid ranges or just floating around, not on a decent level. BTC, obviously, a very important monthly close, as well as the S&P and the dollar. Got big earnings coming out on Thursday as well. So in my personal opinion, right now is probably a good time to wait on the sidelines, wait for a bit of movement, and then go with the momentum. So that's my personal opinion. A few hours to go. We'll see where BTC ends up. And of course, I'll be back with you on Friday to have a review of how the week went. Those big monthly closes, see if any trades set up for us, and have a look over how they went. So have a good week, and I look forward to seeing you on Friday.